American tragedy is etched into the monuments of Washington, D.C. The 58,000 soldiers killed in Vietnam, the 418,000 who never returned from the Second World War. Yet the greatest loss of American life in a generation has gone largely unacknowledged: the 1 million who've died from COVID-19.
The person who would comfort you when you suffer a humongous loss like this is the person who's gone.
COVID took what mattered most to Ariane Bennett, Scott, her husband of 30 years. They were partners in life and in their restaurant business.
Scott's empty spot is in bed next to me every night and every morning. It's in my heart next to me. It's in my business. Every day when we would make choices.
Despite being cautious and fully vaccinated, Scott contracted COVID in December. He died after nearly a month in hospital.
You don't want to be my husband in a hospital room saying to me on FaceTime, "I wish I'd worn my mask. I promise when I get out, I'm going to wear my mask all the time."
In the U.S., huge numbers of people remain unmoved by those risks. They have scoffed at precautions and refused vaccines at some of the highest rates in the world.
The anti-vaccine groups are so emboldened right now.
Vaccine scientist Dr. Peter Hotez has run out of words to describe this uniquely American failure.
200,000 unvaccinated Americans since May 1 last year have lost their lives because they refused to get vaccinated, because they were defiant of getting vaccinated. I don't even know what you call that anymore.
When it comes to understanding how it all happened, Dr. Rick Bright knows better than most.
We never anticipated political interference in an outbreak.
As a former government scientist, he blew the whistle on the early pandemic response of the Trump administration as too political and underprepared.
Imagine when you have the best vaccines and the best drugs and the best diagnostics on the planet, that you would have political leadership that would discourage their use, that would politicize science.
Today, Dr. Bright believes many Americans have simply come to accept mass death as a way of life.
People are really tired. People are confused. People are still getting mixed messages about the importance of some of those life-saving measures.
Mandates have got to go!
For all those vocally opposed to vaccination and those who are simply over it, there is an unmistakable silence, a void filled with those who cannot move on because of what they've lost.
And that's the brutality of the disease, I think. It's terrifyingly lonely for both the people who are trying to help you and the people going through it.
Every day, hundreds of new families enter that same lonely world. 2 years and 1 million deaths later, Americans have not found the collective will to stop it from happening. Jackson Proskow, Global News, Washington.